Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather and today I'm here to talk about all of the books that I hope and pray I will get to read in April. First of all, I can't believe that it's almost spring. Secondly, I am here on a very dark and gloomy day and I woke up thinking, oh, the beginnings of April showers, how appropriate. And then I discovered it was in fact ice. In any case, I have been in the middle of a massive reading slump recently, if you've been following along, but my desire to get lost in a fun and sweet book is just growing and growing. So I hope that in a few weeks, once another large project is finally done, I will be able to indulge that yen and really enjoy books again and be able to tell you all about them. So I have a large pile of possibilities here. I am not going to hold myself to reading all of them or even most of them, though I would be delighted if I did. I went for a theme of light, sweet, and fun, mostly here, or just books that I'm really, really excited about. So first of all, I feel like I cannot go through the month of April and not finally read The Enchanted April by Elizabeth von Arnim. I found this at a book sale back in July, and I have been waiting for April to roll around to finally read it, and it looks absolutely delightful. I know so many people speak so highly of this book and von Arnim in general. This one, I believe, is about a couple of English ladies who are trying to escape their life in Italy. It sounds and looks absolutely delightful, and I can't wait. Then I have a pile of other classics that I have been dying to read recently. The first, since Passover will also be falling at the beginning of the month, I would love to get to Tevya the Dairyman and Mottel the Cantor's Son by Sholem Aleichem. This is a new translation done by Penguin, and I don't know who did the translation. Aliza Chevron translated it from the Yiddish. And these are the short stories, I believe, that Fiddler on the Roof was based on. So it's the story of a small Jewish village somewhere in either Russia or the Ukraine, because it was all part of Russia at the time, and stories of the joys, the hardships, the changes that start to come about with the turn of the century. I'm just really excited to see this source material. Next, you can't go wrong with some Woodhouse, so if Marissa from Blatantly Bookish is feeling up to it, we are hoping that we can buddy read Leave It to Smith at some point. We started trying to read the Blandings series together last year. We started well in January and then kind of fell off the wagon. So we're both hoping to read this one soon. It may or may not actually happen because we both have some exciting things coming up, but if we do, it will be an excellent choice for this theme. I know nothing about Smith, but I'm excited to find out. Other classics that have been calling to me recently are Goodbye to Berlin by Christopher Isherwood. Again, on the theme of musicals, this is the book that Cabaret was based on. It is very much autobiographical, I think, having read Christopher and His Kind, but I'm intrigued to see if the fictional version sits better with me than the biographical version. Christopher and His Kind was a very strange reading experience for me, and I didn't really like it. I'm hoping, since in this Isherwood has slightly removed himself from the situation and from those characters, it'll be a slightly easier read. There are also characters in here that were not included in Cabaret, which I'm really intrigued to see, such as the wealthy Jewish heiress Natalia Landauer and a gay couple, Peter and Otto. I'm really intrigued to find out about them and how they turned into, possibly, some of the characters in Cabaret. Reading one of Graham Greene's classics that I recently picked up has also been calling to me. So I might start with Brighton Rock just because that is his most well-known. The other two feel much more summery to me. So I will start with this one. All I know is that it's the story of gangsters in Brighton in the 30s or the 50s. It does not say, but the earlier part of the 20th century at least, and it sounds wonderful. A lot of people really love him as an author. Then I have my fun fiction pile. So I'm starting this list with The Readers of Broken Wheel Recommend by Katrina Bivald? I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name, please let me know. But this is a novel which was actually translated from the Swedish by Alice Menzies or Menges. I'm not sure if she pronounces it the Scottish way or not. But I have never heard of this book. I've never read any Swedish novels before, so I'm really intrigued to see what this one is like. And this is about Sarah, who's a woman from Sweden who travels all the way to Broken Wheel, Iowa, to meet her bookish pen pal in Broken Wheel, Iowa. However, when she arrives, she discovers all of the townspeople leaving her friend's funeral. And she is naturally heartbroken, disappointed, all sorts of emotions. But now that Sarah's there, she has to do something. So she decides to open a bookshop. And there are plenty of vacant storefronts in this dying town. So Sarah decides to start a bookshop. And it sounds like it's going to be really heartwarming and wonderful and just perfect for spring. I also may pick up Devotion by Hannah Kent. I love Hannah Kent as a writer, so I'm really intrigued to see about this one. This is the story of a ship full of, I believe, Protestants from Germany who are traveling to Australia for a new life, religious freedom, that sort of thing. And these two young women on the ship fall in love on that journey. And that just sounds amazing. It's a beautiful book. I'm sure it's beautiful inside. I'm really excited to read it. I also might finally pick up The Christie Affair by Nina de Gramont. I picked this up in New York last April. I might just cave and read it before the Agatha Christie biography because it's just been calling to me and it looks too good. If you haven't heard of this one yet, this is a fictional version of what might have happened to Agatha Christie in those 11-ish days where she went missing, but as told from the perspective of Mr. Christie's mistress. So we have a highly unreliable narrator, lots of intrigue and complicated relationships. It sounds wonderful. And then 3 mostly light, bright, and sparkling carryovers from last month will be Wondersmith by Jessica Townsend, which is book 2 in the Nevermore series. I listened to book 1 back in February, so you can watch my February wrap-up to find out more about it. But this is a wonderful middle grade series, and I would be very excited to go back to it. Susanna Kearsley never fails to disappoint with light, cozy historical romance, so I might pick up A Desperate Fortune. And for easy reading and gripping, I will also carry over The King of Crows by Libba Bray, which is the final book in the Diviners series. This is a series about a group of young people in the 20s in New York City who all have various magical abilities. And over the course of the series, they not only try to fight this growing evil with them, but they are now discovering why they have those abilities and the dark truth behind how they came to be. It's not exactly light and bright, it is very dark and very emotional, but the gripping pace of it and the fast pace of it makes it perfect to fit into this pile as well. So as I said earlier, that is a very ambitious pile of possibilities, so I will definitely not be able to get to all of these. Let me know down below if you think I should push some of these to the top of my list over others. Of course, it will depend on what I feel like once we get into April itself. And also let me know what you are thinking about reading for April. Do you tend to plan your reading thematically? Are you a complete mood reader? Or are you extremely strict with your TBRs? I feel like I've been all 3 throughout the course of my 2 years on YouTube, so I'd be curious to see where you fall as well. Until next time, be safe, be well, and happy reading. Bye everyone.